that's why ASEAN, its centrality to a free, open, secure, prosperous Indo-Pacific is a vital partner in this endeavor. We're proud to be the world's leading humanitarian donor, but frankly put, we can't do it alone.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We have a very special guest here today, one of our most senior leaders at the State Department, Undersecretary Uzra Zeya, who's been spending time traveling around the Indo-Pacific, just came back from the Summit for Democracy, which was a tremendous success, and touched on some of the concepts and priorities that were also part of her conversations here in Jakarta. We're really grateful to have her here in Jakarta, talking to our Indonesian counterparts and also engaging on ASEAN issues. So first, let me just extend a warm welcome to the BI mission. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. I'm thrilled to be back in Jakarta and really excited to have this chance to speak with you.
Thank you. And one of the things that we were so excited about your visit is that your remit is huge. You have a really big portfolio at the State Department, and one of the things we're so excited about in our relationship with ASEAN, as we've elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership, is how comprehensive our work actually is and how many different sets of interest for our combined 1 billion people that we're actively addressing in partnership with ASEAN. So I thought it might be interesting to our viewers to just get a sense of what your portfolio is and what you cover, what issues and bureaus and departments are under your leadership.
Absolutely. Well, as you said, I have kind of a broad remit, but it is very human-centered. So it's focused on human rights, humanitarian relief, supporting democracy, which means stronger, more accountable institutions, rule of law, anti-corruption, and also helping fight the scourge of counter-narcotics, human trafficking, other forms of exploitation. But as you said, this is truly a broad agenda. I cannot do it alone. The United States cannot do it alone. That's why partners like Indonesia are so important. That's why ASEAN, its centrality to a free, open, secure, prosperous Indo-Pacific is a vital partner in this endeavor. And that's really the motivation behind my being here for the second stop on a tour through the region.
You touched on a number of issues that are really important here in Southeast Asia and really important components of the U.S.-ASEAN partnership and relationship. And I wanted to go to one of them, which is countering narcotics. And you oversee the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement, and would just love your perspective on how you're working to combat this crisis.
Counter-narcotics and countering the scourge of synthetic drugs is a global problem that clearly requires a global solution. So this is why Secretary Blinken launched last July a new global coalition to address the threat posed by illicit synthetic drugs. And this grouping has grown by leaps and bounds over the past year. It now includes 149 countries, 14 international organizations, and over 1,500 participants. And they are working together to address the threats posed by illicit synthetic drugs in their many forms, to share information in terms of emerging trends, but also to address and strengthen the public health response to this scourge, which in the case of the United States, overdoses from fentanyl and other synthetic drugs are the leading cause of death of Americans between the ages of 18 and 49. But this is not a problem limited to the United States, which is why the global dimension is so important. And just the final point I'll make here is that ASEAN really has a vital role to play, as the central actor for the regional architecture of the Indo-Pacific, as our indispensable partner in securing a more free, open, secure, prosperous Indo-Pacific. We welcome ASEAN's contributions and cooperation in taking on this global challenge of synthetic drugs and counter-narcotics writ large.
Now, one of the things I was also excited to talk to you about which also falls within your portfolio, is the fact that last year we were able to launch the inaugural ASEAN-U.S. dialogue on the rights of persons with disabilities.
And let me tell you, we are just thrilled that we were able to launch with our ASEAN partners this first ever and ongoing U.S.-ASEAN dialogue on the rights of persons with disabilities. And what came out of this breakthrough first session, which was led by our dynamic Special Advisor for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, Sada Minkara, was just convergence on some key priorities. And that is greater inclusion of persons with disabilities in both education and employment. This is something that the U.S. and ASEAN want to work on and advance together. I think there is a win-win dynamic of inclusion, but also innovation, where ASEAN has a vital role to play in seizing the opportunities presented and helping work together with us to build more inclusive societies.
Another topic that I was really looking forward to having a chance to talk to you about, which is also heartbreaking, is the crisis that's been unfolding since the coup in Burma. And would love, given your leadership of humanitarian issues inside the State Department, would love just your thoughts on how the U.S. is providing support for the people of Burma in this difficult time.
For our part, the United States, we are very focused on working with the international community and, of course, ASEAN at the forefront to continue to pressure the regime in Burma to cease its violence against its own population, to release all thousands of political prisoners, and to restore the democratic path. Now, there has been an immense humanitarian crisis generated by the regime's actions, which we determined against the Rohingya constituted crimes against humanity and genocide. So since 2017, the United States has provided nearly $2.4 billion, $2.4 billion US dollars in humanitarian assistance to countries supporting and hosting Rohingya refugees from Bangladesh to Thailand and elsewhere. But we've also provided an additional $360 million in humanitarian assistance to support populations within Burma, particularly those through our cooperation with international organization partners.
You know, I think it is a good illustration of the U.S.'s role as the largest humanitarian donor in the world.
No, thank you for recognizing that, Ambassador. We're proud to be the world's leading humanitarian donor, but frankly put, we can't do it alone. And you know, the contributions of ASEAN partners are incredibly important and appreciated.
Well, listen, thank you so much for making time to have this conversation. We've loved having you here in Jakarta. Really enjoyed the opportunity to compare notes, and really grateful for your leadership across so many issues that matter to the people of Southeast Asia, to our combined 1 billion people across Southeast Asia and the United States, and to the ASEAN-U.S. relationship.
Well, thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for this terrific conversation and your leadership and everything you and your team are doing to just deliver good in this world.
Thank you. Thank you very much.